when I first got Chardonnay, the reason I got her, well, one reason was that she was escaping the yard where she used to live and run around the neighborhood. And she had done that for at least a year because she was a year old when I got her, a little bit over. So I wanted to do a short little video about how to teach a dog to stay in your yard, and also some advice for new dog owners when they bring a new dog into their home and yard, that this dog doesn't know they belong in that yard and they might try to escape. So how do we avoid those things happening? So what I usually do is I use a collar that the dog can't back out of. So it might be a martingale, it might be just a nylon slip collar like this. Chardonnay, come here. It depends, on the dog and what I have around that fits the dog. But the most important thing is that, come here, girl, sit, is that it tightens around the dog's neck so they can't back out of it. A new dog is a flight risk no matter what, and working in rescue, we have a lot of dogs that escape yards, especially their first week or two at the new home. So, for demonstration purposes, I'm going to use this nylon slip collar, but things like martingales work well because the leash goes here and it tightens and the dog can't slip out of it like they can just a flat collar. This will slip over her head if she really tried. Alright, so my other tool is a long line. This one's 33 feet long, but you can get ones shorter if you desire. Depends. Yeah, it's pretty long. This gives the dog a lot of freedom. A lot of times with newer dogs, I'll use like a 12 or 15 foot one. And the dog has this on them all the time while they're outside for at least the first 3 to 5 days, if not longer. So I'll show you how we use it. So here we are in my yard, and I actually have a pretty long wall that goes along the sidewalk. And so when I bring a new dog out, they're on this long line, but they can go potty or whatever they want on it. So this way I can control the dog. Chardonnay, come. If she were to try and jump the wall, I have a way to stop her, right? And I also have a way to get her inside if I need to, because sometimes new dogs don't always they don't know to come when you call them and things like that. So how I teach her not to jump the wall, which she loved to do, especially when skateboarders or anyone riding bikes or a scooter would go by, is this. So let's say Chardonnay was thinking about jumping this gate here. Chardonnay, come. Now, of course, I've trained her not to do this. Come. Good girl. But one of the things is to be ahead of the dog and to know what they're thinking, right? So let's say there's someone going by this gate right here, and she gets interested, and she puts her paws up here or something, or looks like it. And then I very sternly tell her, no, that's not allowed, right? And since I have the dog on a leash, she's not going to be at the other side of the yard where I couldn't stop her from jumping, right? Now, Chardonnay, come. She's not going to fall for that again. Come here, Chard. Come here, girl. So, Chard, come. Good girl. Good girl, Chardonnay. So let's say that I was further away from her. If I was across the yard from her, and I only had this. Chardonnay, come here. And if she tried to jump the fence, I would use the long line to stop her, right? And to pop it some and be like, uh-uh. And I'm quite serious about this because this is the dog's safety issue. And I don't want them to escape or get hit by a car or anything like this. So it took Chardonnay probably about 2 months, honestly, to really learn this. But after a few weeks, I actually had her on the long line for a few weeks because she really wanted to jump the fence. After a little bit, I'll let them drag the long line around the yard, and that way you can step on it if you need to stop them, or you can grab it. And once the dog learns to listen to you and knows that you're the new owner and they belong in your yard, then you can trust them more. Dogs that have practiced this for a long time, I would not leave out in the yard by themselves, probably ever. Or I might get some kind of electronic fence or a hot wire to stop them from jumping and running along the top of your wall. Because again, this is a really serious issue, and if the dog escapes, it could be killed by a car or anything. So we definitely want to stop that from happening. All right, so hope that helps. Come here, Shark. Come here, Shark. Hope that helps everyone. And Chardonnay never got the chance to jump my wall. And now she's perfectly happy staying in it.